Hi, I'm Veronica Wasek with another episode of BK Biz. How to find bookkeeping clients. Why more services does not equal more clients. So if you're new to bookkeeping and have just started a bookkeeping business, you're probably thinking that adding more services will give you more clients. And actually, in my personal experience, I have seen the opposite, and the opposite has actually worked for me. So one of the things that I see accountants and bookkeepers do is that they will work with any accounting software. And what that does is that you have average knowledge about a multitude of accounting software programs. So what I did actually was the opposite. I decided that I would work specifically with QuickBooks. And in fact, at one point I was working with QuickBooks Desktop. So that was Pro Premier and QuickBooks Enterprise and QuickBooks Online. And even that was hard for me in going back and forth between desktop and online and enterprise. You know, each of those software products have different capabilities, different functionality. So it was very hard to develop a very deep knowledge of each of those products. So a couple of years ago, I actually decided that I would then focus only on QuickBooks Online. Then was able to develop much more deep knowledge in one product rather than trying to work with all the different QuickBooks products. What that has allowed me to do, though, is to now have become a sought-after expert throughout the United States because I know QuickBooks Online so well. So I encourage you, rather than trying to work on so many different accounting software platforms, is to pick one or two and focus on that. Next, I encourage you to focus on a few industries rather than all industries. Every industry is so different. You have services, professional services, product-based companies, e-commerce, restaurants, medical, retail, every one of those, construction, trades, all of those industries require very specific knowledge, and it's very different from one to another. So again, one of the things that I did was to say, hey, we are going to focus on service-based companies rather than product-based, rather than e-commerce. And even in saying service-based, that's a broad set of companies, but at least I've narrowed it down to where I'm not taking on clients that don't really fit my business model. The issue with working with so many different industries, if you're trying to scale your bookkeeping business, is that you have to have different workflows for each one of these businesses, as well as develop a deep knowledge of each one of these industries. So it can get very challenging then when you're hiring employees, training employees, that you're training them in all sorts of different types of companies and industries. It gets very challenging, as well as in managing all that work, customizing workflows, and working with all the different apps that you would need to work on. Another thing that accountants and bookkeepers tend to do is to then add more services. So I'm a bookkeeper, but I'm going to add tax services because my clients are asking for tax services, or I'm going to do one of the things that I did for a time was all of these big data migrations, so migrating from other systems into QuickBooks, and those projects were very, very challenging, and ultimately just got to the point of, you know, if I want to run my business and grow it, I really can't be taking on these projects that are so labor intensive because it's not fitting our workflow model anymore. So what I would encourage you to do, rather than thinking that you have to add more services to get more clients, is to actually then focus on specific software, focus on a few industries, and then focus on a few services that fit your model of doing business, so that you can increase your skills, get your workflows working, get that squeaky wheel turning with the workflows, get that working to be able to hire and train employees, and ultimately to grow and scale your business, and also to establish yourself as the sought after expert in your given area of expertise. I'm Veronica Wasek with BK Biz.